In the kingdom of Solara, there lay a princess who had fallen into a deep, enchanted sleep. Her name was Aurelia, the beloved daughter of the royal family. But for many years, her eyes had not opened, and her kingdom had fallen into silence, waiting for the day she would awaken. As Princess Aurelia slept, the kingdom around her faded. What was once a land full of color and joy had turned dull and lifeless. Flowers withered, the river ran slow, and the skies hung grey. The spell that bound the princess had touched every corner of Solara, draining its light, as if the heart of the kingdom itself had been lost. One morning, something changed. In the stillness of the early dawn, a faint shimmer of sunlight crept into her room. For the first time in years, Princess Aurelia's hand moved, a sign that deep inside the spell was weakening. Something within her had begun to stir. Far from the palace, in the depths of the enchanted forest, a voice whispered. Carried by the winds, it reached the sleeping princess. It called to her, softly at first, then stronger. Aurelia, it said, awaken, for your kingdom awaits. And then, as the golden light of morning flooded her room, Aurelia's eyes fluttered open. Slowly, she sat up, the weight of the years of slumber still upon her. Her heart beat with confusion, but there was something stronger, a sense of purpose, stirring deep within her. Drawn by an invisible force, Aurelia rose and made her way to the grand throne room. The chamber that had once been full of life now stood cold and empty. The thrones of her parents sat vacant, covered in dust. A heavy silence filled the air, but in her heart, Aurelia knew what had to be done. Princess Aurelia stepped out of the palace and into the kingdom. The villages were quiet, the people tired and weary. She saw the faces of her subjects, once full of joy, now marked by struggle. Her heart ached for them, for the hardship they had endured in her absence. But in her eyes, she saw hope returning, a glimmer of belief that perhaps their princess could restore what was lost. Standing before her people in the kingdom square, Aurelia raised her hand, her voice strong and clear. I have returned, she declared, and together we will rebuild Solara. The darkness had passed and the light shall return. Her words rang out like a beacon of hope, and the people cheered, their hearts lifting at the sight of their awakened princess. With every step Princess Aurelia took, life returned to the land. She planted new seeds in the soil, rivers flowed once more, and flowers bloomed in brilliant colors. The kingdom of Solara began to flourish again, not through magic, but through the care and determination of its princess. And so, Princess Aurelia ascended the throne, not as a girl bound by an ancient spell, but as a leader ready to guide her people into a new era. Solara's light had been restored, not by the hand of fate, but by the will of its awakened princess. Aurelia's journey was just beginning, and under her reign, the kingdom would never again fall into darkness.